Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara here once again, bringing you another amazing version of Joe DeChara Presents How to Win at Business. And this segment is brought to you by the world's greatest sponsor, Bedrock University. Visit bedrockuniversity.com today for world-class training. Learn how to start, build, and manage your own business successfully. And happy Monday evening, folks. I am coming to you live from downtown Flushing, New York. And tonight's training, let's talk about what we're going to be talking about tonight. It's going to be another segment of my 13 principles of success. We're in week number 2, and this week is tenacity. And the principles are in order for a certain reason. They're not all mangled, and I did this with some thought. It actually took me years and years of personal development, studying about business success and failure. Napoleon Hill, The Science of Getting Rich. And this is a culmination of my career and basically my blueprint, my business plan that I've developed over time that I would like to share with you. And these are my principles. Let me get this straight. Last Sunday, I started with principle number 1, which was purpose. And Andrew Carnegie told Napoleon Hill that your definite chief aim, your purpose, is the starting point for all success. And as I go around in my own journey and talking to other entrepreneurs and business owners in masterminds, talking to my clients, talking to my friends, it's become so fundamentally clear that the basics of success are just that. They are basics. And without those basics, there can be no success. It's mathematically impossible. And I could prove it to you, but you're going to have to prove it to yourself by going through the trials and tribulations of owning a business. And this is what I like to start out with. My training with all of this is show you how to more ways to make your business simple, fun, and profitable. And because this is the problem, folks, this is the crux of the problem. Life itself is difficult. Forget about the business. We come into this world kicking, screaming, and crying. We're not coming out laughing. And one of the first things that happen to us is we get a smack on the ass. Okay. It's not fun. And starting a business, I like to compare it to you're actually birthing a business. A business is like a baby. And so knowing this, and the real problem is that we don't know this. We don't know this. We're supposed to know this, but we learn the hard way. Life is tough. It's complicated. And what we do as business owners, not knowing what to expect, we make it even tougher. We make it hard because business is tough. I just had the opportunity to connect with an entrepreneur. Her name is Susan. Very, very intelligent, smart woman, and I respect her. And we connected because we think alike. What we talked about was the pitfalls, the obstacles that business owners run into. And we had this conversation that new business owners really have no idea what to expect when they start their business. And after about 3 to 6 months, you hit a wall and you start pulling out your hair saying, what did I get myself into? This isn't as simple as I thought it would be. And I'm here to tell you that this is normal, folks, that this is normal. It turns out that almost all business owners go through this kind of confusion. And I could go into my ice cream truck story, but we don't have enough time for it. But if you're watching live, if you can give me a hashtag live, I would appreciate it. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I do go back and check on comments and stuff. So if you do have a comment, question, whatever, and you want to connect with me, you can simply just comment on this post, and I will get back to you, guaranteed. I don't know what the real statistic is. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. The government doesn't want you to think that when you go into business, it's going to be tough. But then why do so many fail? And so the SBA is going to give you some cockamamie number, like 5 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years. If that were true, we'd have over 100 million businesses going on today. So the math doesn't make sense. Even 8 out of 10, which is what Forbes, this was written by Forbes magazine. My own experience, I could tell you that I think that it's more like 98 or 99% failure rate for brand new businesses. And my friend John Limbacher has an even dimmer view because he says that given enough time, every business is going to fail. And I hope that that's not true, but my goal is to make things easy. I can't make it easy. I can try to make it simple for you. But from my experience working as a CPA for over 35 years, working with thousands of business owners, being a student of entrepreneurship, of business, the only conclusion I can come up with is that it's too damn complicated. Forget about what I do, the taxes and compliance issues. That you need to have an attorney and a CPA to open up a hot dog stand in New York City, and it shouldn't be like that. And I'm not going to make it seem like I even have a solution, because you do have issues. You got health concerns, you got taxes, but it is way too complicated even to set up an ice cream truck like I did and get into trouble like I did at the beginning of my career. So what we're going to talk about tonight is a subject that they didn't teach me in school, that they didn't warn me about. And when I spoke to Susan, I told her, I said, I sometimes get the feeling that my job is to talk people out of going into business, because I do talk a lot about how tough it is. And that's from personal experience. That's from observing and seeing firsthand the pain and suffering that people go through to run a business. And we're talking about businesses that, we're not talking about business owners making millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking about, middle class America trying to run a small business, either as a side gig or as a full-time job. And this word tenacity was introduced to me by my coach, Larry Bratton. And Larry was kind enough to write a chapter in my first book, From Myths to Money, that you can actually buy on Amazon. And that chapter saved me a bunch of times because it reminds me that when the going gets tough, I should have expected it. Case in point, this year, if you're in business, you've gone through a lot of turmoil, trials and tribulations, unavoidable stuff that you had no control over. And that's what business is. You have too many moving parts. You have technology changing. You have people's personalities. You want to get into marketing and get into the whole, human psyche. Maybe then you start realizing that this is not as simple as I thought it would be. And that's where tenacity comes in. And you could go through history, you could look around you and just find anybody that has any kind of level of success and find out what their real story is. We as people, we see success and sometimes we forget what people had to go through to get there. I think of people like Richard Branson, billionaire, the guy owns his own island. Okay. He's got his own zip code. He doesn't have to pay taxes. Okay. How did he get there? Well, read he has actually 2 books that I read. So read them. And it wasn't all, fun and games. And it never is. Ray Kroc with McDonald's. Steve Jobs got fired from a company that he started. Bill Gates thought that the internet was going nowhere. And the people with tenacity, and that's why I have tenacity as number 2. Because if you don't have tenacity, if you don't have the skin in the game to go through and face those times where it seems like everything is lost and everything you did was a mistake, and how are you ever going to pull out of this? If you don't have that in you, stick with your day job. And I say that sincerely. I don't regret anything I've done in business. I wish that I would have known what I know now to save my family and my friends some of the pain and suffering that they went through because of my entrepreneurial journeys. And this is what my purpose is, folks, to inform and educate especially new business owners, but those small business owners. Maybe you're in business for 1 or 2 years and you're hitting that wall that I'm talking about and nothing seems like it's working. And you feel like it's time to give up, to throw in the towel. Now, if you do that, there's no shame in that. There is no, you gave it a shot. I have failed plenty of times. Like I said, a lot of times on these recordings, I must have started 25 to 30 real businesses that went beyond the idea stage, where I actually spent time and money. And today I have one business. A couple of those businesses I was able to sell, but the other ones just didn't work out in their present form. So there were a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of expensive lessons. I learned a lot of ways not to do business. And I'd like to take that information and knowledge and experience and share it with you. So if I haven't scared you and you want to know more about what I do and how I might be able to help you in your business, there are a bunch of ways don't actually cost any money, because I'm not pitching. I'm not a salesman. I don't know how to pitch. But what I do know how to do is invite. And I'd like to invite any business owner that has a question about their business, or any business owner that has answers, to join us every Saturday afternoon at mastermindwithjoedechara.com for a participating with a great group of entrepreneurs that are all there to support each other. So if that's the sort of thing that interests you, a free taste of entrepreneurship, and not just my perspective, but other experienced entrepreneurs, new business owners, all with different perspectives, different ideas, join us. Go to mastermindwithjoedechara.com. And that is my story. I'm still sticking with it. God bless. And thank you for, I do see that somebody was participating here. Thank you for the live. And I will be back again tomorrow with some more training. Okay, so thanks. God bless. Good night. Thank you.